Welcome to Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests. And now, your host and mine, Trevor Devall.
Episode 30 of Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests. Episode 30. If someone had said to me 2 years ago, 2, 3, I don't even remember how long ago it was, but if somebody had said to me so many years ago, you're going to be doing 30 episodes of this, I would have laughed in their face. Episode 30 of Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests. And let me tell you, my dear friends out there in internet land, I couldn't have done it without you, the support of you fans, who every time I do a show write in with your questions and your comments, and it's awesome, and I thank you so much. This is a bit of a landmark for me, to have got through 30 different actors without tearing my hair out frustration. Anyway, this is Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests. I am, as always, your intrepid host, Trevor Devall. Welcome to June 30th, 2011. It's been a long time since we've done an episode, but I've been very busy on all kinds of things, not the least of which is Johnny Test, as I was cast as the new Dookie in Johnny Test, and that will be airing, actually I think it's airing in the States right now, the new one, Season 5, and in Canada will be airing, the new ones will be airing, I think, September, so keep your ears open for that. But enough about me. This isn't about me. No, this is in fact about our guest. And our guest today, someone who you've clamored for a very, very long time, and I finally managed to corral her and bring her into the studio to do an episode with us here today. So before we get into the official introduction, let's hear a little sample of her work.
Well, how is it going?
Extremely well. Take a look. It has finally reached beyond 90 million points. And the plan?
Almost set. We need one more flicker to use for parts.
This will allow you to find Runa Tokisaka, correct?
Of course. Its ability exceeds even that of Kyosuke Date.
What about the last flicker?
We're already onto it. More importantly, let's not forget our contract. I will find Runa and then have her delivered to you. In exchange...
I know. The next target is 100 million points.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the lovely, the talented Lisa and Beley.
Hello!
Hello and welcome.
Thank you so much.
Lisa looked at me during the clip and said, I don't know what that's from.
I don't. And then I heard some names and I searched through my brain and it's a guess.
Well, that is from a little show called Soul Taker.
Soul Taker.
Yes, you remember Soul Taker.
I do.
And its very strange offshoot Nurse Witch Kamugi.
Oh,
do you remember that? Where
yeah.
They took all of the characters from Soul Taker, which was this really dark kind of fantasy thing, and then made it into a weird musical comedy thing.
No, that was very weird.
Very strange. Very strange. Well, thank you for coming out today.
Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm pleased to have you in the studio. This is wonderful.
Congratulations, 30 episodes.
I know, 30 episodes. And congratulations to you for being the 30th guest.
Oh, thanks.
That's really...
Thanks.
You're the one who has the honor here, not me. It's you.
I'm going to tell everyone.
Well, let's get right on it.
Okay.
And have a little look
Fire.
At your history.
Fire.
And now, Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests presents In Memoriam, a history of our guests' long and faithful service to the cause of voice acting. So as always, I have a list of IMDb stuff here.
Okay.
Which may or may not be right.
I know, it might not be. I think it says I'm 23 or something ridiculous. Seriously, I think I'm 15 years younger on IMDb.
Oh, eternally young on the internet.
I know, I'm not changing that one.
So these are presumably in order from most recent to not.
Okay.
But we'll see. We'll see how well they get.
All
So the
right.
first one we have here is a video game Dead Rising 2, Case West. Does that mean anything to you?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, that was fun.
Do you think?
I think they're always fun.
They are always
They
fun,
are always
aren't
fun.
you?
Yeah.
Planet Hulk.
Yes.
Yes. Now,
that was a good one.
this is a movie. Is that right?
Movie, yeah.
Which was done through Ocean, I'm assuming.
That's correct. Yeah.
And was this affiliated with the Marvel movies like Hulk versus Thor, Hulk versus...
No, I don't. Well, it was, but I don't think my character was in those
Oh, is that
other
right?
ones. Yeah,
and
I
you
think-
played according to this Kiera?
Yeah, Carrera. No, not Carrera. That's like
Carrera.
a car or something, isn't it? That's what I want. If I get another gig, maybe I can buy one. No, I can't remember how you pronounce her name.
Well, it's her.
Yeah.
Yes.
The girl. She's blue.
Oh,
Yeah.
like not like the Hulk at all.
No. Yeah. Her skin is kind of blue.
Wow.
If I remember.
Is she some sort of superhero type thing? or-
She's kind of, but the Red King comes and destroys all of her people, and she ends up protecting him, not knowing that he was the one who actually destroyed all of her people. And then the Hulk
goodness.
comes, and
Wow. So she's blue. She's blue
blue.
because she's lost her people.
She's
very blue.
yeah, she's blue literally, and I guess inside as well.
Worst joke ever.
Yeah, it's a good one, Trevor.
This is a yes, oh, yes. No one can tell me I'm not doing my job. That's for sure. Iron Man Armored Adventures.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay.
And you were the onboard computer
I
voice
was the computer voice.
for 2 seasons.
2 seasons, yeah.
And how was that
That
experience?
was a lot of fun.
Yes.
The first season was harder than the second season. You know, different directors and producers come along. And the
Right.
first season, oh man, we spent hours in the studios.
I had heard a rumor,
Yes.
a legend, a myth. I had heard that the pilot episode of Iron Man, you guys were there for like 12 hours or something.
Something ridiculous like
Wow.
that. Yeah.
Unheard of in the voice world.
Completely unheard of. We were all in shock, actually. Couldn't believe how long it was taking to get the takes and doing things over and over and over and over and
Wow.
over.
Wow. Just
Yeah.
perfectionist producers, is that?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Well, then, you get overtime and
There you
you're
go.
hanging out with people you like. So who's complaining?
Exactly.
And then
Win-win.
season 2, I went in, did my lines, and I left. So
done deal.
done deal.
I think I did 1 or 2 of those episodes, but only in the seconds. I don't think I was in the first season. But yes, it was interesting, that show, because they brought a lot of sort of non-voice people in to do the characters on that show.
Did I think initially they brought in a lot of non-voice people, and then I think they recast them. Sorry, I think they did. They were. I'm not sure. I don't want to start bad rumors, but
Well, all I know, like I said, my brief sort of foray into the show, there was especially a lot of the guest stars and sort of secondary characters. Lots of people I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
People that, so that's interesting,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, no, it's
Gotta
good.
just sort of, cast a wide net, so
I
to
know.
speak. Why
It's
not?
good. It's good.
Bratz Super Babies, Explodo Girl.
Oh yeah,
Explodo
that was
Girl.
fun. I have no idea what I did in that. I might have exploded. I have no idea.
Well, let's assume you did.
I must
with a name
have.
like that. Hot Wheels Highway 35 World
Oh,
Race.
yeah, that was a good one. Karma Ice.
That's right, Karma Ice.
Karma Ice.
And this, was this a Nerdcore project? Hot Wheels?
I can't remember. No, I don't think so.
Did you guys record that at Dick and Rogers?
Yes, it might have been Nerdcore. Oh God,
I can never tell whether that's a Nerdcore show or not.
what's one of those other guys? They used to be on Broadway, upstairs. I don't think it was Nerdcore. It was
BLT? No.
no.
You know.
Yeah,
The,
we'll look it up.
Yes. Later.
Yeah, later.
Because it's not coming. But
yeah.
I think I know you're talking
Okay,
about. Transformers Cybertron.
Yes,
Override.
Override. That's the one that impresses the kids.
Oh, well, there's a few you have that impresses the kids here.
I like
Trust
that
me
one.
on this.
Transformers.
And in fact, this next one is the one that is talked about more than any other.
Really?
This one
This one coming up.
impresses the kids. This one, right now.
Okay.
Gundam Seed Destiny. Look at that.
Ta-da!
Maru Ramius.
I think we were lovers.
You think? You think? I know. We were indeed, at
Yes.
least in Gundam Seed.
That's right.
Destiny got a little weird because
Yeah.
I was sort of not
Dead.
really dead, but kind,
Kind
of
of,
back. And,
yeah.
and don't want to give away the ending
No.
like I've done a million times already.
Oops, sorry
on the
about
show.
that, kids.
I mean, if you haven't watched it by now, to hell with you, right? So yes, this is a huge one with the fans. The
Yes.
Gundam franchise.
Yeah. Huge.
Massive.
Huge.
At the conventions all the time. This is what I get asked about all the time.
Oh, is
that kind
it?
of stuff.
Oh,
So,
okay. Yeah.
there's going to be a lot of questions about
Okay.
Nauru here. So
I hope I can answer them. I'm not optimistic, but I'll do my best.
G.I. Joe Valor versus Venom.
Right.
Scarlet.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
What was that? Oh, it's another tough girl, right? I tend to play these tough girls.
Yes, you have a lot of villains, a lot of tough girls, a lot of.
Yeah.
That's good though.
Yeah, I guess.
Because you don't really give you yourself as a person. You don't tend to give off the.
I'm very shy.
tough guy.
I'm very
you know?
I'm not
very,
at all.
Very shy. Very.
Very demure. Just happy and kind. And
But get this woman in front of a microphone. She explodes.
Yeah.
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Teela.
Teela.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
This must have. I mean, for me, this would
Mm-hmm.
be huge to do a character on He-Man because when I was a kid, I grew up with He-Man, and that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not guessing you were a big He-Man fan growing up
I
as a kid.
was, and She-Ra. I used to watch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
So, what
Yeah.
was this like for you to
it
be
was,
able to?
It was fantastic. It was iconic. There you go.
There's a word that I don't think's ever been used on this show before.
Really?
So
Well,
that's a 30th anniversary word right
There
there.
you go, kids. Iconic. Yeah, no, it was great. I think we did that one at Ocean too, and that's another one that impresses the
Oh yes.
I wouldn't say young men, maybe more middle-aged men.
That's right. The
Pushing middle-aged
the
men.
doddering middle-aged men like myself.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so cool!
Yeah.
I remember that from the 70s growing up. Once again, Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. So this would be
Right, yes.
Gundam Seed before Destiny. And this was the big one for our characters.
That's
Of
right.
course, I was
Right.
Mulaflaga.
And I was
you were
Maru.
Maru. And we had a little thing there.
Little thing going.
You know, that's one of the few series that I've actually watched most of because I don't tend to watch this stuff.
Yeah.
But I watched that one.
Yeah, I did. I watched a bit of it too. I
it's good.
enjoyed it.
Some good, very soap opera
and
stuff.
It was always, when you're doing those ones, right? You're by yourself, and
Right, the ADRs.
Yeah, and I always like it when I hear your voice, Trevor, and I go, oh, it's Trevor. He's my man.
Well, I have that effect on
Yeah,
women,
you
what can I say?
do.
X-Men Evolution. You played Madam Hydra, which I'm assuming is a villain.
Yes.
Yes.
I think she was.
You're assuming she's a villain.
I was
That's
only
a
there,
long time ago.
It was a long time ago. She's only, I think it was a couple of episodes.
Right.
I played a professor in that too. Is that on there as well?
Dr. Deborah
That's right.
Reisman?
Yeah.
Reisman?
Yeah, Dr. Reisman.
people.
I think she was in the last episode of that series.
Oh,
Who's calling?
nobody.
It's your agent.
By the way, that's my ringtone, everybody.
That's
now
very
you know.
cool.
This number says 1613780. That's it.
What?
It's an area code and the first part of a number. So somebody's half dialing me.
That's
Is the strangest thing I've ever seen.
what?
Weird. Anyway, I'm just going to cut that out of the show. Or maybe I'll leave it in. Why not?
We're human. Our
That's-
phones ring just like everyone
That's right.
else.
Now, if this was a paying job, of course, I'd be out. I'd be fired.
Bye, Trevor.
You're gone.
See you next time.
Dragon Ball Z. Chi-Chi. Chai-Chai.
Chi-Chi.
Kai.
You know what? I came in as a voice double for that.
Oh, is that right?
In the end, and so I think I might be credited for more of them than I did, but I can't remember.
Again, that happens all the time on
yeah.
IMDb.
Yeah, I think for Lara Sadik I came in. She was Utatoon,
I see.
and I think I came in for her for that.
I see. So you're not really, you don't consider yourself part of the whole Dragon Ball
No, I
thing.
don't. Yeah.
I don't either, really, because I only, like, people ask me about that all the time, because
Right.
it's like, it's the granddaddy of all anime,
Yeah.
and we do conventions and stuff. I came in right at the tail end of one of them, and I think it was Dragon Ball Z, but it was way, way, way back. Anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Inuyashira.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Princess
Sure.
and Mayu's mom.
Yeah,
That
always.
was
I'm often
memorable.
the mother with the one line: "No, son, don't go," or "Be careful, don't forget to write."
And then you become tough.
And then, and then,
Or I'll kick your ass. It really does go on and on and on. Soul Taker, there it is. This was a big show for me, Soul Taker, because, as I've said on this show before, this is the first time I played sort of the Han Solo character. And in that show, you were my sister, as it turns out.
Was I?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, that's
nice.
right. So there wasn't a love interest there, but there was a bizarre relationship. So
That's weird.
we have many bizarre relationships, it
Keep
seems.
meeting like this.
We do. We've really got to stop meeting. We got to stop meeting after these 3 beeps.
It's funny.
Very strange. It's a strange way to have a relationship. Beep, beep, beep. I only have a few moments. Beep. Oh, stepped on my line. Oh. Escaflowne was another one you were. I'm just sort of referencing
I have no
the
idea
big
what that
ones.
is. Yeah, I know.
There's other- You know, you're just like me. I don't remember easily 80% of the stuff that I do. And because I don't watch anime
I know.
typically,
Yeah.
I don't really understand, you know, I don't, because we don't read the script. Well, I don't read the script. Do you read the scripts, by the way? No, neither do I. Because it's
I'm not
impossible.
saying that too loud, though. Yeah.
No, you just whisper. Can we have some more voice on that line? Because as you know, ADR scripts are very difficult to read because you can't, there's no context.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
just the words or the sounds.
Sounds.
So, exactly. So what's going on? I have no idea. There's
Yeah.
no point. So when fans say to me, well, what's in episode 23? When I have no idea, really.
Sorry.
Sorry.
You know more than I do.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So no worries. I kind of figured you were
Okay,
very much
yeah.
like me. So there's no pressure here to
No.
know
All right,
anything.
Okay, good.
The fans are just pleased to hear the sound of your voice.
And I'm pleased to be here.
Now, you've done some on-camera stuff as well,
I have.
like Cold Squad,
I did.
which was a
Long time ago.
yes, many years ago,
Yeah.
but fairly successful show done here in
Yep,
Vancouver.
yes.
Cop show, also the
Yeah.
X-Files.
I did a couple episodes of the X-Files.
Yes.
Yes.
You must have been youngish.
I was
quite youngish.
I was just out of theatre school.
out
I was just out, yes.
Wow. So how was that working on the X-Files?
Well, it was great. It was. I think I did season 1 and season 2. So
right in the beginning.
Right at the beginning. So season 1, I think I did. My episode was mostly with David Duchovny, and so he was really sweet and casual and very funny and you know,
good to work with.
good
all
to
around.
work with all around. And then I came back the second season, and my scene, I was a completely different character, was mostly with Gillian Anderson, and Duchovny was a bit cold then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He changed.
He changed.
Perhaps he was jealous.
He was maybe. I don't know.
Wow,
It was a long
X-Files.
time ago.
Yes, that's many 1994.
Shut up.
1994.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah.
It's to coin a word, an iconic show.
Yes. Well done.
So many here. Escaflowne, as I said, brain-powered, silent Mobius, Street Fighter, the animated series.
Oh, right, Cammy.
Cammy.
Oh, yeah, I got to play Cammy. She was a real saucy lass.
Oh, she was a Brit?
She was a Brit, right, yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it was sort of fun, that was.
I think I remember Cammy from the video game, if
Oh,
I remember
that probably wasn't
correctly.
me, though. I don't know.
How many episodes did you guys do that? Do you remember? Of Street Fighter?
Maybe 26?
26.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, well.
Whatever.
Who could say? A long time ago.
Long time ago.
Where on earth is Carmen Sandiego?
That is incorrect.
Really?
That is.
That was not you?
That was not me. I have no idea. I think, what is it, 1992?
Yeah, something like that. There we are. See?
Yeah.
I knew that eventually IMDb would screw it up.
Yeah, they did. That wasn't me.
Do you remember a show called Exo Squad?
Yeah.
Is this correct?
Yeah,
Were
that
you, in
was my
fact-
first show.
That was your first
That was my
show?
first show.
Okay, tell me about this. Was this a live thing or was this a
It's-
cartoon?
No, a cartoon.
A cartoon.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it not under the animation? Is it under live?
Well, it's
Oh,
it's a
get it all-
hodgepodge here.
yeah,
They
all
throw
right,
everything
okay.
in.
All right.
So, what was Exo?
Exo Squad was at Ocean, 1994, my first show. I just got an agent, and or I was looking for an agent, and I met with somebody somewhere. I can't remember her name. She went, "You've got a great voice. You should go for you should go up for some voiceover stuff." I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure." I have no idea. You know, I'm
Yeah.
totally green. So she sets up a coaching with me and Scott McNeil.
Just throw you right into the Shark
Just
Tank, eh?
Threw me right into the Shark Tank. So my first experience with Scott McNeil was private coaching.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. It was completely inappropriate. I'm still considering bringing up charges against the man. No, he was fabulous. It was great. And then, it was for Arthur. It was for King Arthur.
Oh my. And
And I went in, I didn't get it. But then, I think Kathy Wesselick was the casting director then.
She was still doing that back
She
in
was
those
still
days,
doing
yeah.
it in those days. And she said, you do have a great voice. I want you to come in for this new series called Exo Squad. And I landed one of the regulars.
Just like that?
Just like that, Nara Burns.
And here you are.
And here I
all
am.
these years later.
And you know who directed a lot of those episodes was Gordon Hunt.
Oh,
Helen Hunt's
Hunt's father.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Somebody else the other day was talking about him. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes.
So, I want to talk a little bit about that, about how is it that you got into the business? What is your sort of acting background? How did you get started in this crazy business?
Crazy business. Well, I trained as an actor. I did a classical training program at the University of British Columbia.
Right here. Are you from BC originally?
No, I'm originally from Edmonton.
Ah, really?
Yes!
Oh my God.
Are you too?
Me too. Southside, baby. Southside.
Yeah, but
Wow.
we got out of there, didn't we? Suckers! Don't come here. It sucks. Do not come to Vancouver.
Terrible. It's
Just
nothing but
the
riots
rain,
and
riots
rain.
and rain.
It's
Exactly. Just
terrible.
stay in the prairies and harvest your oil. No, I did
Edmonton. Okay,
Edmonton,
so-
yeah, I did 2 years at the University of Alberta.
Oh my goodness. What year were you there?
I
Can
was
I ask?
there 85 to 87.
Okay, so that was right before I got there.
Oh, really? Were you there too?
Oh, damn right.
You've been following me. So then I auditioned for the BFA acting program at UBC in 87, and I came out and I got in. I trained
3 years.
3 years and graduated and got my Canadian Actors Equity Association card by doing a children's tour
Nice.
with Axis Theatre.
Nice. Which is the stage union,
Yes,
basically.
stage
Yeah.
union. And then after that, got an agent and, like I said, sent me out for a couple of voiceover auditions. And it
So
just
it was
snowballed.
literally, was it the agent that said to you, oh, you've got a great voice? Or was
I
it?
think it was Kathy Wesselick well, the agent initially said, you've got a great voice. I
Right.
want you to go up for this.
Right.
And then I didn't get it. And then I signed on with Madalena Aconci.
Yes. MA.
MA, and I was with her for years. And I think she sent me for the audition for Exo Squad. But it was Kathy knew me, and Kathy had met me before and knew my voice. So
really, you owe your career to Kathy Wesselick.
I do. Actually, I've told her that several times.
That's okay.
I do owe my career to Kathy Wesselick.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because there are the occasional person who comes through these hallowed doors that have sort of classical theater training, but not very often. Not very often. I mean, I find that a lot of our colleagues come from a crazy hodgepodge of backgrounds. A lot of
Yes.
stand-up comedy.
Yep.
A lot of not a tremendous amount of not a tremendous amount of on-camera
Right,
background.
yeah.
I mean, some people obviously
Yeah,
still
yeah,
do it,
yeah,
but.
yeah.
But so I guess the next question would be: did you, when they said, "Oh, you've got a great voice," did you think, "Yes"? And cartoons, it's something I've always thought about doing, or was it a complete surprise? Or
It was a complete surprise. Yeah.
didn't even consider it.
Didn't
before.
even consider it before. And now, with the resume that I have there, which sounded really impressive,
Oh, yes.
actually, I am now back at UBC doing a voiceover class for the graduating students there.
So now you're
Now
a teacher.
I'm teaching there, and because when I was there, nobody talked about this stuff. I mean,
Right.
they barely even mentioned agents when I was training. It was
Right.
all about theatre. The theatre.
Holding skulls aloft thusly and striding boldly across the stage.
Yeah, so it's
And
very different.
and this is the voice intensive, is the
No,
name.
that's another program.
that's a separate thing.
Yeah, so at UBC in the acting program, in the BFA program that I actually graduated from in 1990, I'm now back doing a voiceover component.
Oh, an
for-
actual that.
Yeah, so for the graduating students in their final term of school, I go in and we work on different character voices, and I try and teach them a little bit about the business. And
That's great.
Yeah.
Because that's not something you see, I think, ever. Anywhere. In any kind of post-secondary
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I do a lot of teaching myself, and I've
Yeah.
done a lot of talks across various universities and stuff, and they have no idea. They're just like, what? There's what?
Really?
Really strange.
Wow. I'm
I
gonna
did
have
one
you
back
come
at the U
in.
of A, I don't know, a couple of years ago or something.
Oh, okay.
And one of the students I talked to, he was just here a couple months ago, and he said to me, that was so great when you came in and talked about the world of voice. And I said, oh, did you did you not know that existed? He said, no, I knew it existed, but you were one of the only people that came in and told us positive things. Everybody else came in and said, just give it up. You'll forget about it.
Closed shop. Nobody let you in. You gotta sleep with a lot of people to get in there.
Don't waste your time. Oh my, really?
Really? Wow.
Well, that's very cool. So, were you doing on camera when you graduated? Did you say, okay, I'm gonna hit the acting scene in Vancouver big time. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna do on camera and the theater.
Yeah.
And do you still do any theater right now?
I actually did a play about 18 months ago. A musical. I sang in my first musical.
My goodness.
Yes. And it had been about a 10-year hiatus since I had tread the boards.
Wow.
So it was great. But
That means being on stage.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. Sorry.
It's a thespian
I know,
turn.
right.
Thespian turn.
Yes, treading the boards.
It is.
But I've been involved with theater since 1997, continually, because I went back and I got my master's at York University.
In Ontario?
In Ontario, just outside of Toronto. And I am now a voice and speech teacher.
Right.
So I teach at Simon Fraser University. I teach the acting students there. And then I do a 5-week program at UBC called the Voice Intensive.
Right, which is, very, very famous, I understand.
Very famous program.
Now, explain to me this voice intensive thing. It's mostly based on Shakespeare, right?
Yes.
But it's not really about that. It's about learning how to control your breathing and all that stuff.
Yeah, we use Shakespeare as our text.
All right.
So participants, we take anywhere from 42 to 50 participants every year, and it's a 5-week intense program. You're there every day.
Hence the name.
Yes, exactly. You do voice classes, you do movement classes, and then you do text classes, and so. But the material we're working on is Shakespeare. So we choose 4 Shakespeare plays every year, and those are the where we harvest our material from.
Wow! And at the end of that process, is there any kind of performance that happens?
It's all in house, so it's not a public performance. It's more for people to work on their process and all of that. However, Trevor Devall, since you asked, this year we did a pilot project, and we decided to take people who have done the voice intensive in the past, invite them back, work on a play, and actually do a public performance of it.
Oh, wow.
And I directed it.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it was a little Greek tragedy called Agamemnon.
Agamemnon.
Yes.
Yes. That's the one where everybody dies.
Yes, they pretty much always die.
Yes. If you insert Greek before play, you'll get death.
There's some good bloody revenge that happens.
Right.
And,
Very cool. So that was a rousing success.
It was actually. It was great fun.
Well, that's awesome. So pilot project. So you'll be doing another one of those next year, hopefully.
Don't know yet. Wow. Hopefully, we're in the talk phase
right.
now.
In the discussion, the get me a budget phase.
Yes, that's what it is. Bingo. And it's theater, kids. There ain't much moolah.
That's right. No kidding. So getting back to voiceover for a second here, before we take a little break, we're just going to have a little break here. Yes. If you had to pick out some favorite moments or interesting experiences or anything like that you've had in the voice world, what would that be? I mean, right away, you've already mentioned one. I mean, private coaching with Scott McNeil. That was pretty famous. That's terrifying.
Yes, it was terrifying. He's just, what a presence.
What a present. You know what? I had the most bizarre dream about him the other night. It was very strange.
Are you sure you want to make this public?
No. Good point. Good point. No, not going to tell that story. But I mean, you've worked with all the gang,
I have.
the folks, the crew.
That's probably one of my favorite parts of the job is working with the talent. And it's they're fabulous. I mean, I've worked with, I don't know if it's right to say the older guys, but they've been around. Scott's been around for a while, and Gary Chalk, and Michael Donovan, and Richard Newman, Richard Newman, who's doing Shylock at the Merchant of Venice at Bard of the Beach.
What a perfect role!
I know, isn't it
surely
great?
He's done that role before.
I don't think he has.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just screaming to do that role.
I know.
I love his voice. I love it. Anytime I hear Richard speak, I love that voice of it. I love it. Love it.
He's a great guy.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's probably one of the greatest things about my job is to to work with some really talented, funny people.
Yes.
Funny people.
Well, I had no idea you did so much teaching. I didn't realize you were...
I do.
You're like, for real. You're like
yeah,
professional.
I'm going just across the street over here to Simon Fraser.
My goodness.
Monday through Thursday.
Really?
Mm-hmm. 4 mornings a week.
I had no idea that now I'm all intimidated. Now you're actually doing something important.
Well... Or I'm sitting around talking about the work I do when I'm not there. Because that's what they want to know about.
Tell us another
So
story.
really, you're in Gundam Seed? Oh my god! You're Chi-Chi! That's what I get. I'm like, well, not kind of, sort of. Not like, yeah, not really me. Oh, wow. Can we do funny voices?
All right. Give me 3 funny voices. All right. Well, that's awesome. Let's take a little break, and we'll come back and answer some questions from the fan. Don't go away, kids. We will be right back.
Hey there, radio listeners! If you're ready for a podcast featuring all the geeky news that you can quite possibly handle, then you're in luck. This is A Week in Geekdom, bringing you the best in movies, comics, video games, music, television, and other slightly unaltered news. An experiment gone right and wrong. They might not always get it right, but they sure have a hell of a good time.
There could be a newborn and a new... Wait, no. God.
Anyways.
There is a newborn... Screw this. Screw this. Yeehaw.
A week in Gundam. No, not a week in Gundam. What did I just say? Sorry, folks. A week in Geekdom. My bad.
A Week in Geekdom. Look for us on aweekinggeekdom.weebly.com.
Are you the victim of DUI charges? Lost your license? Your job? Due to an unfair DUI conviction?
Pinkley Botchroyd can help.
Are you the victim of statutory rape charges? When the girl looked well over 18?
Pinkley Botchroyd can help.
Are you the victim of a restraining order against your ex-girlfriend because of domestic abuse charges stemming from an incident where the police showed up moments after she had slipped on coffee and hit her own face on the doorknob, and now no one believes you because of backwards politically correct laws probably written by a bunch of lesbian judges?
Pinkley Botchroyd can help.
I'm Pinkley Botchroyd, and I'm in your corner. I'll protect all your drunk driving, wife-beating rights and keep you out of jail. I'm a crusading lawyer standing up for the little guy and human rights and shit like that. But that's not all. I also specialize in child porn on my hard drive. How'd that get there? I bought my computer secondhand cases. That 16-year-old heroin mule claims to know me, but I look like a lot of guys, I guess, cases. And even someone dressed up like me and stole my car and cruised around Boys Town at 2 in the morning with a glove compartment full of crystal meth and used my credit card to pay for a motel room. I mean, come on. How can you believe these homos? I'm a happily married Christian minister. Cases.
Pinkley Botchroyd can help.
Call now for your free consultation, where I'll take you at your word no matter how much you may sound like you're lying. I won't let obstacles like ethics, conscience, or obvious guilt get in the way of clearing your good name. I'm Pinkley Botchroyd, and I make lots of money by believing you. Call today.
You're listening to Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests.
We are back with the lovely and talented Lisa and Beley.
Thank you.
Now, there are a ton of questions from our devoted fan base and listeners.
I'm surprised. And I guess I'm not, but I'm surprised.
Why everybody always says that when they come on here. They're like, really? People actually listen to my show? But these people, they know our careers better than we do. Like 100% they know our careers better than we do. So don't be surprised.
I'm excited for them.
Kiara Azani was on here a few episodes ago, and she almost didn't come. She was like, nobody knows who I am. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
You're a superstar.
You're a superstar. And then with the questions, she was just astounded by these people. How do these people know I am? Well, you're a bit famous. We're all just a little bit famous. And with that, let's hear what's in the mailbag.
Martin's Mailbag.
And
These are fantastic. You're very good at this. Well, careful. Maybe
Smack
not
my
that good.
Not that good. This is Martin from YTV, who always sends in a list of the various shows that our guests are on right now on YTV and Teletoon.
Wow.
So, Martin says, here is where you can hear your favorite Vancouver VAs this winter. On YTV, Being Ian, Robots, League of Super Evil, and on Teletoon, George of the Jungle and Johnny Test, a show that I'm
I
particularly
heard you
fond
plug
of.
earlier. That's good. Well done.
And here is a sample on where you can hear Lisa Ann Beley. Ada of Black Lagoon, I'm probably pronouncing this wrong.
All right, yeah.
Chi-Chi of the Canadian dub of Dragon Ball Z. Lieutenant Nara Burns of Exo Squad.
Right, yes.
Scarlet of G.I. Joe, Valor vs. Venom. Maru Ramius of Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny. Sumaragi Lee Noriega
Oh, yes. Yes.
Gundam 00.
That's right.
Teela of the 2002 He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Madam Hydra of X-Men Evolution. Iron Man Onboard Computer of Iron Man Armored Adventures. And Override of Transformers Cybertron. So, let's get on with the questions. The first one is
All
from
right.
Caitlin. She says, hey, Trevor and Lisa.
Hi, Caitlin.
Lisa, I think you're a fabulous voice actress, and I'm a big
Oh,
fan.
Thank you.
My question is, since I've moved to BC after living in the Northwest Territories for my whole life,
Burr.
I find that I prefer the rain over the freezing cold.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. Since I believe you're both from Alberta and then moved to Vancouver, do you prefer the snow or the rain?
Oh, that's
Well,
a nice question.
It is a nice question.
That reveals more about me as an individual. I appreciate that,
I know.
Caitlin.
So denied. We're not
Okay.
answering that. We're only interested in your animation credits. Snow or rain?
Oh, well, long term, I guess it's rain, but short term, snow. I miss the snow.
Really?
It's fun to play in, but to shovel it, to drive in it, it's not so much fun.
Yeah, I'm 100% rain on this.
Are you?
Bring on the wet gray skies. Cannot stand the snow. Unless I drive up to Whistler for a few days and ski in it.
Well,
That's
see,
different.
That's the thing about living here is we're 20 minutes away from the snow.
Exactly. So we
don't
need to have any
exactly.
snow here. And growing up in Edmonton, where, as I'm sure you know, Caitlin, coming from the Northwest Territories,
As I said, burr.
yes, you're no stranger to cold, and neither are we.
No.
In Edmonton, I remember 40 below was something that you just accepted.
You did, and having fights with my father about, no, I'm wearing running shoes.
Exactly.
It's 40 below!
I remember I was so stupid in junior high. I was so stupid. And totally where I wanted to be cool or whatever. That it was, some ungodly temperature like that. And I didn't wear any mitts because I thought, no, mitts look stupid. I don't look stupid.
No,
and
you're
I frostbit my fingers so bad they almost had to cut them off. So let that be a lesson
Scary.
to you.
That's scary stuff.
The reason why I prefer the rain.
Yeah, I understand.
It's good. It's terrible memories. Okay, this is Andrew from Orange County, California. Long-time listener,
well.
first-time writer. I don't know why I'm suddenly doing that accent, but
It's nothing like California either. Sounds more
somewhere down the Lone Star
south
State.
somewhere. Yeah.
Anyway, apparently Andrew is the editor of the Trevor Devall Wikipedia article.
Of course he is.
Wow, I did well. So you're the guy. You're the guy who I can complain to.
Yes.
Voltron Force was an excellent episode. That was our last episode.
Oh.
Nice to have a sort of roundtable discussion with so many voice actors in one sitting. Yes, that was very cool. So, questions for Lisa Ann and Trevor. Pretty much all of these are Gundam-based.
Okay,
so we
fabulous.
will answer what we can
fire
remember.
Away. Yeah.
For Lisa, having been in 4 Gundam series, essentially making you a Gundam veteran in that regard,
Oh, I like it.
how do you feel being part of the franchise? What are some of the aspects of the varying shows that you have liked or even disliked?
I love being a part of a franchise. What are we kidding? I'm a franchise whore. Oh, can I say whore?
You can.
Okay, good.
You just did.
Oh, yikes. I love it. Bring it on.
Is there one that you prefer over the others? Was there anyone that...
I don't think so. I guess, what was the one we did?
We
Seed, Destiny.
Seed and
yeah.
Seed Destiny.
Right,
yes.
yeah.
And 00, but I don't
I
think...
think so. I liked being the captain of that ship.
Yes.
It gives me. I quite enjoy that.
You like the
I
power.
like the power, giving orders.
Drunk with petty authority.
Yeah, and then seeing the softer side of me. Although I do remember playing Relina, a Peacecraft, I think, in the first Gundam thing I did.
Yes, that name comes up.
She was a princess or something.
Yes, that name will come up.
Yeah,
so
my
you-
cup size, and I'm talking A through to D, it changed in different episodes. I found that quite amusing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Odd plastic surgery going on
Yes,
board the ship.
and I think
apparently.
my character was 15 or something.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so-
That's sick. It is. And for Trevor, also having been in quite a bit of Gundam series yourself, and also ranking as a Gundam veteran, how do you feel your experiences have been with the franchise? Well, as I said, I love playing Mulaflaga, man. I remember when I booked that job and James, the director, said to me, "Oh yeah, this is full-on convention material. This is gonna be..." And I'm like, "Really?" He said, "Oh yeah, he's Han Solo, man." So yes, I was very happy to be part of that show, and it is an iconic show.
Oh, good. That's 3 times now. Let's see if we can get in 3 more before this is done. The challenge.
It was nice being in Gundam 002 because I got a chance to play a bit more of the comic relief as opposed to the negative type character. So that was nice. And then a question for both of us. For both of us to answer simultaneously, perhaps. From Andrew. In Gundam Seed, spoiler alert, Lisa's character Maru and Trevor's character Mu, Laflaga, end up forming a relationship over the course of the series. How does the character relationship impact the two of you as fellow voice actors and friends?
I can't keep my hands off Trevor. I just see him and attack him.
That's right. We're actually rolling around on the floor right now. But
Right now,
we're
yes.
so skilled
So
in mic
skilled, you
technique that
can't
we're able to do it
no
and
other-
not
yeah.
go off mic.
Yeah.
So, this is from Karen from Toronto. Hey, Trevor and Lisa, great to see more Voiceprint. The Voltron Force episode was awesome, and I'm sure by the time episode 30 is recorded, Trevor will be back from the Toronto Con. And I'll say this in advance, it was wonderful getting to meet you, Mr. Devall. Well, it was nice to meet you too, Karen, and thank you very much for the Voiceprint poster that you made. That was lovely. That said, I'm very happy to hear Lisa is coming on the show. I was a big fan of the various Gundam series that you voiced in, especially Wing, since that was one of the first mature animes I remember watching. My question for the lovely and talented Lisa is, since you've been in the voice acting scene in Vancouver for so many years, how would you say the industry has changed and evolved since you've been around?
Wow, that's a good question. Well, there's more
Chumps like me.
chumps like Trevor to harass. I don't know. I'm seeing a lot more faces. There's
Keep hitting my head on this thing. I'm sorry.
Why don't you move
I'm
it?
gonna move this thing out of the way. Sorry,
Yikes.
I'm unused to this big thing right beside my head. It's very strange. It's a new setup in here. I don't like it.
No? Oh, okay. Sorry. How has it changed? How has it evolved? Well, I'm seeing more new faces.
Yes.
And younger talented talent. Frankly, it's getting me a little depressed now.
Threatening talent.
Yes. What else? Yeah. I don't know what else to say.
That's okay. It's new people.
New people. I
coming.
guess. I don't know if it's changed that much. I guess more people are doing stuff from home.
Yeah.
Building their own studios,
Yeah.
and that's shifting the industry quite a bit.
Yes. Although.
Not for anime though.
Yeah,
It's
for
gonna-
anime,
it's
still you
gonna
gotta come
still
in
gotta
and-
come in and
do the thing.
yeah,
And play the game.
wait for the 3 beeps.
That's right. So the other question from Karen is, would you think of coming to conventions if you were invited? It seems like not too many female voice actors from Vancouver do the convention circuit like the men seem to, and I'd love to see you at a con here in Toronto.
I would love to come, Karen. Put in a word for me. I've done one convention. I did it here in Vancouver. I was invited to another one in Atlanta or somewhere. I can't remember. It got canceled.
Oh, bummer.
So that's all I've done. I've only ever done one convention.
You should do them. They're fun.
I would love to.
They're lots of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, put the word out, fans.
word
If you want Lisa to show up at a convention, write your friendly neighborhood convention organizer and tell them to bring in Lisa and Beley. Bring me the head of Lisa and Beley.
I think the one I did, we sat at the table beside
right.
each other.
Finding
Again,
autographs
I
together.
couldn't keep my hands off him.
Well, hey, you can't. Who could blame you? Certainly not me.
Nope.
This is from Michael from Toronto. Hello, Trevor and Lisa Ann. I have 2 questions, one for the both of you and one just for Lisa Ann. For both of you, Beley. I recently finished watching Gundam 00 on DVD, and I thought that it was full of many great performances. I know for a fact that with anime, each character gets recorded individually, rather than as a group, like in Prelay. In particular, Trevor and Lisanne, I was wondering, do you think your performances as Mulaflaga and Maru Ramius in Gundam Seed would have been different if you were in the same room recording instead of individually? I ask this question because of the obvious chemistry between these two characters in particular. Would there have been a difference in the performance if we were actually doing it like Prelay setup, where we were sitting across the room like this?
Right. I don't know. That's a good question.
It's hard to tell, really. I don't think so, but
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't think so because I know for me, when I'm recording, I like to hear what the other actors have already recorded, so it gives me a sense of playing off them anyway.
Exactly.
So if you had gone in before me, I would tell the technicians, bring up Lisa so I can hear, and we can sort of... So it's kind of like we did, in a way.
Exactly, and I don't think it was ever set that I always went in before you. It just
it
varied.
Totally varied.
So, and I think that we're both, particularly talented actors, so we could be by ourselves anywhere and be fantastic.
That's right. By ourselves, alone in our room with no one ever listening to what we're doing. Yeah,
never.
it's good. It's lovely. Okay, this one is just for you. I'm a big fan of the Gundam universe and thought that all the characters you voiced in the Gundam series were fabulous.
Thank you.
Male characters usually pilot the Gundams, but there have been female characters from time to time, but not so many. Luna Maria and Stella from Gundam Seed Destiny, for example. If somehow there was to be a sequel to one of the shows you voiced a character in, which one would you like to see at the controls of a Gundam? Would it be Relena, Amuro's mom, Maru, or Sumeragi?
It's got to be one of the latter two.
Amuro's mom?
Latter, not former.
Yes, right. University education right there. Maru or Sumeragi?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I think it'd be awesome to see Amuro's mom piloting a Gundam. Come on. That's awesome.
Okay. All right, I guess I should go for the least obvious.
But Maru would make sense, though.
Of course it would. Of course. Yeah. She's awesome.
She's kick-ass.
She is. Relina's too, I don't know, wishy-washy. She's more of a aristocrat, dignitary.
That was
type.
from 00? That was character from 00?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Cool. She was in, what was the lead, the kid, the Gundam fighter dude?
Buddy.
Yeah, him. She was in love with him.
I haven't actually seen 00, so I don't know.
Your fans have all just gone,
oh, no,
what?
No. My fans are going, yes, yeah, we knew that.
Yeah.
This is from Robin in Sydney, Australia.
All right.
Quick and
Hello,
simple.
Robin.
Hello, Robin. Quick and simple question. Which character did you enjoy portraying more, Maru Ramius or Relena Peacecraft?
Maru.
Yeah? Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Again, because she was as captain of the ship. She was in control. She had the power, and then she'd have these moments of being, in love,
right.
and then and really a caring individual. She had the big picture.
Right.
She was holding the big picture,
right,
for everyone.
Right.
Relena was just a bit of a wet noodle sometimes, really. Oh,
so the
girl,
character had
get over it.
Far more,
more
depth and angles.
And I just like saying, fire!
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding. This is from Brian. Hi, Trevor. My name is Brian, and I was the person who you forgot to write down when I wrote in to ask questions in the previous episode. Oh. Sorry, I tend to do that. I'm probably sure I've done it again in this package of questions here, but we'll see. First of all, before I ask my questions, I just want to thank you for creating Voiceprint. It has officially been the sole reason for me losing my sanity, and for all the odd looks I get on the SkyTrain and when I'm walking the streets of Vancouver while listening to the show. You and your guests are hilarious and have not only entertained me, but have educated me on how to get into the business. After a ton of hard work, I won Voice Actor Idol at Anime Evolution and have studied theater for 5 years at my high school. I have to say that about 8 months ago, I successfully got an agent. She's awesome.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And have been going out on auditions in the Vancouver area and have taken workshops with the likes of Kirby Morrow, Kathy Westlake, and Michael Dangerfield.
Don't know those people. Who are those people?
Those chumps.
I don't know them.
All classes that I recommend. I've been told that recently the voice business in Vancouver has been going very slowly as of late, and one of the reasons is due to the fact that our dollar is higher than the American dollar. Do you agree? Do you agree that the...
that the voice industry it seems a little slower to me, but it could just be me not booking as much.
It's very difficult
It
to
is
tell
hard
because
to
everybody
tell.
always has different experiences. So somebody might be having a banner year, somebody else not so much.
And I find when everyone's going, oh, it's so rough right now, there's no work, all of a sudden I'm working.
Yes.
And then when everyone's saying, oh, there's so much work, I'm like, really? Where
is
is
it
it?
all?
Somebody going to call me? I'm free.
He is right, though. I mean, the high dollar makes it problematic for us. But there's more things, there's more reasons why the producers come here than just the dollar.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, we have tremendous amount of infrastructure.
We do, yeah. Talent pool is great.
Talent
the
pool's great.
studios are great.
Yeah. Long history.
Long history. So
yeah,
that's
there's
a good
lots
reason
of
to come.
reasons.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, I don't. For me, I've been very lucky in my career. I've been doing this for about 12 years now, and I've never really had a slow time. So
I hate you.
Well, I mean, there's been times that I've been less busy,
No,
but
it's
I've
good.
been very lucky to sort
Yeah.
of maintain consistent. This is a bit of a banner year for me, I have to say. It's a
like,
very
well,
good
Johnny
year.
Test
Johnny
and-
Test, a show called 1001 Nights,
Oh, yeah.
Action Dad.
wow. You've been
There's a few other
busy.
sort of things.
Kid
here and there.
versus Cat.
Kid versus Cat.
My
there's
daughter
another one.
likes Kid versus
It's a very,
Cat.
very popular show with the
It's a good
kids.
one,
I
yeah,
understand.
yeah.
It's a very nice show.
I get
so.
to watch them all. I'm not in them, but I watch them.
They're good. There's some good stuff we do
No,
here.
there is some good stuff,
Yes,
actually.
yes.
Yeah.
This is another question for Brian. This is for both of us here. When you audition for shows, do you normally audition at home in a home studio, or do you audition at an actual studio with a director?
A bit of both, but mostly for me, it's in the studio with
Yes.
with an actual director.
Yes.
But I have sent a few things down the line. There's a lot of, I think, with a lot of the regular stuff that I might guest star on, they tend to just send it in. So
From a home
Yeah,
studio.
yeah. So-
There's more and more of that, I've noticed.
I know.
I prefer going in with a director.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Certainly my booking rate is far higher with a director than
Yeah.
without.
Yeah.
And it's just nice to have immediate feedback
Well,
and direction to
yeah.
sort of improve what
exactly.
you've done or whatever. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Have there ever been days when you felt frustrated about something such as your voice work, and what did you do to cheer yourself up? Well, there's many empty vodka bottles in my kitchen, right?
yes. Gin, chocolate,
Chocolate gin.
chocolate gin.
Chocolate gin.
That's good.
So, ever felt
Oh
frustrated?
yes, Trevor. Many times. What do you mean, Wesselock got the job again? Oh, Tabitha St. Germain, that woman, she gets everything. So yes, there's been a few times when I've been frustrated, but I love them, and it's okay.
Do you feel the same way I do about this? That even because it is kind of a small group, and even when someone gets a job that I really wanted, I don't really ever mind, because it's like, well, they're
Yeah.
really good, and I'm just. I mean, it sounds cliche,
it.
but
I
the honor
know.
is just in the
I
nomination.
know. Well, that's true. And when you're
know?
up there with those ranks, you do kind of feel like, well, that's pretty good. I'm up against a job with, Kathleen Barr, Tabitha St. Germain, and Kathy, and so it's like, well, they're good.
That's right.
They're really good.
That's right, and the
So-
fact that we're even in the room,
Exactly.
it's just lovely.
Yeah, but having said that, no, I'm just kidding. No. So sometimes you get a little blue, but
It's okay.
you pick yourself up.
It's a big picture thing.
It
You
is.
got to look at the whole career. You can never look at
Yeah.
it just one job at a time. It's
Yeah.
well, I guess we all always do
Yeah,
look at it one
we
job
do,
at a time,
pretty much.
but you have to try and keep the big picture.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to become a well-known voice actor?
I don't know. You tell me.
Well, for Lisa, it was up until she did the show.
And then.
You've made it. You've made it now.
Congratulations. Yes.
For me, it was, well known. That depends who you ask. I mean, certainly, I kind of felt like I had become A-list in town around 2004 when I did a show called Dragon Booster. That sort of, for me, that was the tipping point. I was working consistently up to then, but it was
Right.
really Dragon Booster that sort of made all of the studios in town go, oh, this guy is pretty good. Let's use him and
Let's
stuff.
bring him in. Yeah.
What about you? Was there a moment where you were like, yeah, I think I'm in the group now?
I think it was probably He-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was maybe my second or third or fourth big prelay series
Right.
where I felt, they were
Right. And it being such an iconic show. Uh-huh. Yeah.
good. You're good.
Yeah. I just slip it in there. Yeah.
that's
You didn't even notice it.
No, not at all.
This is Glenn from Savannah, Georgia. Hello, Trevor and Lisa. Ms. Lisa, you are the sexiest and best voiceover artist in the world. And have the most beautiful voice ever.
Yes, thank you.
I know you best from your roles as Maru Ramius in Gundam Seed Destiny, Relena Peacecraft in Gundam Wing, a Nerdette in Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, and Mai Shiranui in Fatal Fury the Motion Picture.
Right, yes.
Ocean Studios has the best voiceover artists in the world, too. Keep up the excellent work, Trevor and Lisa. Ms. Lisa,
Yes, Glenn.
did you use a different voice when you voiced Mai Shiranui in Fatal Fury the Motion Picture? And if so, what other roles have you used the voice for? I ask this because your voice sounds different when you voice Mai since she's a teen girl.
I have no idea. I was going to say maybe I pitched her down lower, but if she was a teenage girl, I might have pitched her up a bit higher or something like that.
So I'm guessing she doesn't, the memory of that voice doesn't immediately leap into the forefront
Sorry,
of your...
Glenn. But I have family in Georgia. Conyers, Georgia. So,
Well, there you go.
shout out.
Shout out. Well, that's sort of answering the question.
Yeah, kind of. Sorry.
Worst guest ever.
Oh.
That's all right. I honestly, again, I'm the same way. I don't remember anything I've ever done. It's just, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is from Becca from our hometown, Edmonton.
Yay!
Hi, Trevor. Just wanted to let you know I absolutely love Voiceprint. I work from home, and while I enjoy my job, it can be painfully mundane. So, to make it more interesting, I have to have an episode of Voiceprint playing. While I love all of the episode with Paul Dobson has been my favorite. Good old Beley. But I'm sure that episode 30 will also be another, since Lisa Ann is one of my favorite voice actresses. With that said, I have 2 questions, and hopefully they haven't been asked yet. And I don't remember if they have already. But the first one. Which of the Gundam ladies did you enjoy playing the most?
Maru.
There it is. Done. Maru. When you first started out in voice acting, was there one particular voice actor who you admired?
That's a really good question.
Yes.
I think it was probably Kathy Wesseluk, female, and Kathleen Barr.
Also female.
Also female. Did she say female characters or any character?
Just anybody.
Oh,
yeah.
anybody. Oh, well, in that case, I can't remember now. They're all really good. Like I said, they're so talented.
Yeah.
Often I sit back and go, wow, you're really good. I do.
I know, me too.
We were doing something the other day, and then I did that. I just sat back going, wow, these people are really good. They're really good. I like them. They're funny. Okay, bye.
I've always admired, again, it's so hard to pick one out, but
I know.
for me, obviously, Scott was a big influence on me when I started.
Yeah.
Also, David Kay was a big influence on me.
David Kay, yeah.
So lots of guys. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
and girls too. I'm just as astounded by Kathleen or Tabitha
Yeah,
or Nicole or
Tabitha.
Kathy as I am anybody else. It's just
Tabitha's amazing.
and she's so much fun to work with,
Yeah.
and not just because she always brings cookies to the session. Not just
Not
because
just
of that.
because. And she's so gracious and humble. There's nothing, just very sweet.
Yes, she is. She's got to be stopped.
Yeah, she does.
This is from.
Talented women. God.
I know, terrible. This is from Justin. Hello, Trevor. I have 2 questions for my intrepid host. How come you only answered one of my 3 questions at the Voltron episode? Well, Justin, you greedy guts. I get so many questions written, and I really have to pare it down, and because we don't have time to ask all of them, so I do apologize for that. But I really had to just pick ones that I had time for, especially in that one, because I was in the studio the final episode of Voltron Force, so there was like 15 actors in the studio, and the creator of the show on the line, and it was crazy. Yeah. Not the creator, but one of the head honchos anyway, Jeremy. His second question, could you possibly interview either voice director Doug Parker, voice actress Maggie Blue O'Hara, or voice actor Richard Newman? I could, and I will try to do just that. So keep watching the skies. This one's from Bill in Missouri. Hey, Trevor, any chance we can have a little... Oh, here we go.
Oh, dear.
Here we go.
Oh, dear.
Any chance we can have a little banter between Mula Flaga and Captain Ramius?
Somebody have a script?
That's a tough call. Yeah, we don't really do a lot of improv, do we, Captain?
We don't.
No.
No, not much at all.
Whenever somebody asks me to do anything with Mula Flaga, the only thing I can do is just keep uttering that famous line of his. Hey, I'm the guy who makes the impossible possible.
That's why I fell in love with you.
Well, yeah. Too bad I had to die and come back as a reincarnation of myself.
I don't know.
With a mask, though.
Yeah,
That's really just... I'm going to come back to life with a mask on. That'll be hot.
Confusing.
Confusing. Yeah, bring in the scripts and we can help you, Bill.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gundam, are you going to be involved with the dub for the 00 movie? Bandai announced it last year and nothing has been said of it yet.
I have no idea.
Me neither. Never heard of it.
Nobody said a word to me.
Thanks for doing the show, and let Lisa know I like to work as Ada in Black Lagoon and Sumeragi Noriega in 00.
Thank you.
Here we go. There it is. I knew I'd miss somebody's name, and here it is. Hey, Trevor and Lisa, I'm a big fan of Gundam Seed Destiny and Maru, says this person. Just was wondering what your thoughts were on the whole relationship between... especially with Neo Mu coming back. Look at this. Again, if you could improv a little domestic. Well,
oh, dear. You should read these questions beforehand, Trevor.
I really should.
We could have
who could be bothered? I'll talk to my producers.
okay.
What are your thoughts on the whole relationship? I mean,
what are you
gonna
say? There was chemistry.
There was, but did they ever actually get their moment in the sun?
I have no idea. I just remember shots of them looking at each other longingly.
There was the famous kiss scene. There was the kiss.
Really?
You remember the kiss? Yeah, I don't know if it's so famous, but I do remember that there was a kiss in the hallway towards the end of the show.
Oh.
I think probably right before I died.
Maybe. Yeah, why do things happen in the hallway? It's just animators not
Easier
wanting
to
to
draw. Yeah. Cheaper. Just use this cell. It'll be fine.
They're in the hallway.
We need a really dramatic scene for this romantic moment. Hallway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, we'll just be, okay, yeah, it's coming back to me. The hallway triggered it.
You know, the reason why I remember the scene is because of having to do the sound. I had to do a sound.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if they ever used it, but I remember James said, okay, kissing sound.
Kissing sound.
Something like that, I think. You remember that?
I think
Does
I
that
do.
Ring a bell?
I think I do. And I think having a moment with James, just laughing in the studio, making kissing noises.
I'm the guy that makes the impossible.
Oh, say it again. You're so hot. There you go, kids. We just improvised.
There you go. Done. This is from Tamara the Pyro Lover. Hello, Trevor. I wanted to ask both you and Ms. Beley if you were fans of the original He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon from the series. 100% were.
Yeah.
And if so, who was your favorite character?
Oh, it must have been Adam.
Really?
Yeah, I liked Adam. Well, I was a young girl, right?
Right.
And he was that brashish sort of princely guy,
Right.
And then he became...
Yes.
But I preferred him as Adam.
Wow. So you're not into the beefy... Well, obviously, you're not into the beefy guys because your husband, Jonathan, is.
Yeah, he's not beefy. No.
He's a very small British
He's a very
person.
small British man.
So what was your favorite part about voicing Teela?
Her attitude. She was sassy.
Yeah? Sassy.
She was sassy to Adam. And then, completely oblivious as to who he was. But that's the premise of the show, I guess.
So you can't, you
yeah,
can't
but,
really...
but I liked her attitude. She was spunky.
Spunky Teela.
Yeah.
I think that's what it said on the action figure box. New with added spunk.
Oh, dear.
Insert joke here. This one's from Olivia. I was introduced to your show with the Voltron episode, and now I'm busy catching up on all the episodes. Love them. Hopefully it's not too late to submit a question. Yeah, it's too late. Sorry. No, just kidding. How was it voicing Scarlet from G.I. Joe? Was it the same or different from your anime roles? And were you inspired from previous incarnations of Scarlet, like B.J. Ward from the Sunbow cartoon?
Oh, no, I wasn't.
No.
Because I have no idea who that is. I like doing Prelay. Prelay's fun.
Yes.
Because you just have more freedom, right? You
Yes. And G.I. Joe, dare I say it, is sort of an
Iconic
show.
Yes. Okay, I think that's 6 times.
I think
That's
so. I
enough.
think that's
Done.
enough. I don't remember if we had any scenes together. I was Wild Weasel in that. I don't
were
think.
you?
Yeah, I don't think we had any scenes
I don't
together.
think we did. Yeah. I don't remember. Was that anime? No, it was Prelay.
That was
wasn't it?
Prelay.
Yeah, that was Prelay.
We did that at I think at Coco.
Was it Coco?
I think.
Were we in the studio together?
I don't think
I
so.
don't remember.
we've done Prelay before together,
Yeah.
but I think it's always been Ocean stuff, hasn't it?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Because aren't you on like My Little Pony or something too? Haven't you done stuff for that?
No.
No.
That's the thing. My Little Pony, Care Bears, Barbie. I think I'm the only voice actor in the city who has not done Barbie. I've auditioned
no,
for
hello.
all of them.
Hello, right here.
Really?
It's
You
my
too?
white whale. She is my white whale.
Oh my God!
Yeah. She is full on. I am Ahab, and I'm going hunting for a big Barbie whale. Telling you.
I know. I want to sling me one of those puppies. Dude. Jonathan's done like 2 or 3 of them now.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I know. So
One day.
one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll buy us a Barbie. This one's from Gen. Hi, Trevor. Long time no talk. You probably already got this more than once, but I was amazed when the new episode actually came out. I'm really lazy with the show, and originally I was doing a new show like every 2 or 3 weeks, but then it became every
You're busy.
6 months.
You're
and-
busy.
Yeah, very, very busy. It's anyway. My question for both you and Lisa: have you seen the new Disney film Tangled, and what was your overall opinion of the movie, especially the voice acting?
I really like Tangled.
Yeah?
But see, I have a 5-year-old now.
Ah.
Right? So
Did you like the show on behalf of the
I
5-year-old?
think so, yeah,
Really?
because she was engaged and
Okay.
she
So-
really enjoyed it.
So if you hadn't been with the daughter, right?
Yes,
Yes.
daughter. Bronwyn.
Ron.
I don't know. Maybe I might have been a little bit bored. I liked the horse. It doesn't have any lines. It just does some funny.
Wow, that's a
horse
ringing
was-
endorsement for the voice acting. My favorite character is when it didn't say anything.
The horse. But the evil stepmother. She's a Broadway actress. I can't remember her name now. She was fantastic. The young girl, Rapunzel, Mandy Moore. She played the lead.
I have to tell you, I have a bit of an issue with this trend over the past several years of casting celebrities by virtue of them being celebrities.
Yes.
Because I know what they do, obviously. It's name value, it's star value. They want to attract people. And oh my God, Mandy Moore's the lead in this. Let's go see it. But honestly, most of them have difficulty mastering the subtleties of the
Yes.
genre,
Yes,
to put
they
it
do.
politic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who I think failed miserably? It's Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
In Shrek. Yeah. She's awful. Yeah.
For me, it's Angelina Jolie in
Oh, in Kung
Panda.
Fu Panda. Yeah, yes, yeah.
Wow, boring.
Yeah. Very.
Yeah, and I know she listens to the show, so sorry, Chicky.
Angelina Cameron.
Chicky, that's my pet name for Chicky. Chicky. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure they say the
So-
same about us.
Yeah,
so
I'm
to
sure
hell
they
with them.
do. Whatever. Yeah.
This is from Nathan. Hi, Trevor and Lisa. First off, Trevor can't get enough of Voiceprint. Got all the episodes on my iPhone, and it's the best way to kill time just listening to it, listening to all the ever so lively characters that I grew up listening to and still do. I'm a freak of nature when it comes to Gundam anything. Watched all the seasons from G to 00, and I must say that I tune into your podcast episode to episode, hoping I'll hear the characters from Seed and Seed Destiny, because it really was my favorite era. Wish I found your podcast before you interviewed Matt Hill, because that episode was a riot. It took place in downtown Vancouver. My first question is for Lisa, or should I say Maru Ramirez.
You can call me Lisa.
When recording for Gundam Wing, how awkward was it to say hero with a Japanese accent all the time? Was it your voice director that told you don't say hero, say hiro?
Hiro.
And also,
Hiro.
yes, so was that a bit
I
awkward?
can't remember. It might have been at the beginning.
Hiro.
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 Hiro. Or maybe they just dubbed my voice with somebody who could say it.
I can't remember.
I can't remember.
If I told this story or not on this show before.
yeah.
But we did a show, and I forget which one it was. I'm sure one of the fans will remind me. But we did a show where one of the characters' names was Wilhelmina. And when I did my line, I said Wilhelmina. And Carl at Ocean, the director, said, actually, it's Wilhelmina. And I said, no, clearly it's Wilhelmina, but with a Japanese accent. But since I am not Japanese, and neither is the character, and we're doing the English dub version, I'll just...
Wilhelmina.
no, you have to say Wilhelmina. Oh, that hurt me.
Oh.
Hey, anybody seen Wilhelmina?
That's awful.
Yes, awful. It
That
was.
is terrible.
It was terrible and awful. In Soul Taker, which
Yes.
we were both in,
Yes.
the main character's name was Kyosuke.
Oh, yes.
Kyosuke.
Kyosuke.
And I remember there was endless pickups for people because they kept saying his name wrong. Kyosuke, but it's not Kyosuke, it was Kyosuke.
Kyosuke.
And everybody got pickups except for me. I was allowed to go, Kyosuke. Come on, Kioske.
Why?
That was super cool.
Because you're cool. You do those cool characters so well.
Yeah, thank you.
Mula Flaga.
Mula Flavin.
Flag!
Anywho, so moving right along. This is from Jonathan from Toronto.
I love the Muppets, by the way.
Oh yeah, how can you not? Hey, Trevor, long-time
Iconic.
listener, first-time writer with a question for Lisa. I know it's been a few years, but she played Override in Transformer Cybertron.
Oh, yes.
Would you mind asking her if she was aware that her character was actually a man in the Japanese
No,
version?
really?
Well, apparently she did not know that,
I
Jonathan.
didn't.
So I'm going to guess that the
Wow.
second part of your question, did that affect her in any way? It's going to be a big no on that.
No.
Wow.
No.
You were a man.
I was a man.
Wow. Did you do some sort of manly voice for the character?
Well, she was pretty butch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you remember what she sounded like at all?
She was just kind of down here in that register that I tend to do butchy
That's
character.
kind of manly.
I guess it kind of is.
Yeah, that's fairly manly.
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't even know it, eh?
No, I had no idea.
See? You're that talented.
I am.
Gender doesn't even matter. You can
Doesn't.
just play whatever you want.
Well, I often stand up with Walla sessions where the guys, I'm like, I'll do it.
Wow.
I could be a guy. Those kind of, when the guys are doing big Walla scenes, you know what I
Right,
mean?
yes,
You know,
yes,
kind of attacking the castle or something.
Walla, by the way, is the voices of all the extras, all the people in the background.
Yes.
I think you guys know that by now. I always forget what I've taught them, my students, my
yes,
international
yes.
students.
You are a teacher of the world.
That's right.
Trevor.
Dear Trevor, it is Brian once again, not spelling it brain this time. And if you're reading this question, I'm happily surprised you were choosing to answer another one of my interesting questions. So thank you. My question is for both you and Lisa. So, do you believe in paranormal activity? And if so, can you tell of any experience that you've had?
Wow.
How's that for left field?
Oh, yeah, totally left field. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a big one to believe in that kind of weird stuff. But not to say I haven't had some weird experiences. I lived in an apartment down by the beach, and I was sure that a very ancient Chinese soldier of some kind walked through my room one day.
Maybe it was a landlord.
Maybe that's who it was.
Here to fix the fridge.
Yeah.
It's a fridge not working very nice.
Yeah. I hadn't put that together, but thanks for clarifying that for me.
You see,
I thought
it's
I
called
had...
Occam's razor, kids. 9 times out of 10, the most likely answer is the right one.
There you go.
Ancient Chinese landlord walking through there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a dress in the sheet. Very
yeah.
scary people. Don't you look at me. I saw a ghost. I'm a old Chinese ghost. Anyway, no, I don't. I don't believe in any of it. I think it's nonsense and rubbish and poppycock and Tommy rot.
Yeah, makes for good
Makes for
reality
wonderful stories.
TV
Yes,
stuff.
yes,
yeah,
but I
whatever.
don't really believe in any of that at all. Because I think that the natural universe is far more fascinating than anything we can possibly conceive of
Well
from our imaginations.
said,
Amen,
Trevor. Well
amen.
said.
And I say amen with irony,
Yes,
you see.
okay, you're right.
Anyway,
Is that the next question?
no.
Good.
No, we did. I didn't think I'd ask that on the
okay.
show. Well, I might ask that on my show. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah.
It's the internet, man. There's no rules here. Anyway, this is from Terrence. Guys, I desperately need to know.
Desperate.
I mean, every fiber of my existence thrums with a powerful and unsatiated lust to know who was the voice actor for the Force Commander Indrik Boreal in Dawn of War Soulstorm. Well, I was in that game, but honestly, I don't know who that was. Did you do that video game?
Which one was
Dawn
that?
of War? Any of the Dawn of War? Is it the Warhammer 40,000 games?
No.
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 Well, it was somebody.
Yeah.
It was somebody here in town.
Somebody.
And you know what? I'll ask the next time I'm around somebody.
There you go.
And maybe it'll be them. Sorry, Terrence. If I find out, I'll mention it on the next
We
show.
hope your desperation
Doesn't
You're
cause you-
throbbing with... Was it thrombing or
thrombosis of desperation.
That sounds painful.
It really
You
does.
should get an ointment for that.
This is from Mark. My name is Mark Su, and I'm from the Philippines, but I'm now based in Vancouver. Anyway, I have a question for the both of you. When you two get a role for a voiceover, do either of you do some basic research of the character before you get to the studio?
If I can Google it, maybe.
But now, I'm not sure if I understand this question. I wonder if he's asking, do we do basic research on the character before the audition or before the role?
Well, before the audition, yeah, of course. We're going to, maybe, if there's
Of course, that's funny.
There's some information out there that might be helpful.
Do you? Because honestly, I rarely do.
Well, only if my agent tells me to.
Really?
Yeah.
There was an audition today for something, which I think I can talk about.
Did I miss it?
No, it was a voice match thing, a
boys thing.
Yes,
yeah.
it was and you know what? Just to be safe, I'm not going to mention it because people have gotten in trouble on this show for mentioning
I'm
things
sure they
before. So
have. Yeah, okay. Whoops. Oh, that non-disclaimer thing I signed. Oh, right.
Anyway, the only research I did on this was they had references for us because obviously it's a voice match, so I listened to that and tried to
yeah, because they send that to you a lot, right? Sound like Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, exactly.
Like why? But okay.
Exactly. We'd like you to really match Angelina Jolie in Kung Fu Panda because her performance was so moving.
Okay.
Bowel moving. Anyway, yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm lazy though. I'm from the school of lazy.
Yeah,
everything.
I went there too. Maybe I'd get more work if I wasn't so lazy.
I thought that once too, and then I booked a bunch of stuff. So
no, okay,
I don't think it. I don't think there's a direct correlation.
Good, I won't hurt myself then.
Also from Mark, you may or may not know that the both of you are having a good following with Gundam Seed as Mula Flaga and Maru Ramius in fan fiction, which of course is stories that the fans write.
Yeah.
But recently, she's being paired with someone else,
What?
and his name starts with the letter K. So I thought
Kyosuke
Date from Soloteka.
Yeah, wrong show.
So I thought I'd throw it out there. I also happen to adhere to that pairing. Interesting. Not that I have anything against Mu and Maru, just that I want to adhere to a different and refreshing kind of pairing. Oh yeah, well, to hell with you, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, of course. No. Okay, this final question.
No.
How are we doing for time here?
I don't know.
Not bad. This final question is from Tien. Hi, Trevor. Just wanted to let you know episode 29 of Voiceprint was great with the cast of Voltron Force. Voltron Force has just begun airing in the States, and so far it's amazing. The voices fit the character so well, it makes you want to say, eat your heart out, Neil Ross. Not that I'm saying Neil Ross is a bad voice actor. He's superb, so don't sue me, Neil. I have to give props to Mr. Jeremy Corey for picking up a great cast to voice the characters. And on that note, I have to ask, is our intrepid host, or lovely and talented guest, going to have any roles in this series anytime soon? I think we can both say, we hope so. Please give us. Anyway, back on topic. Hi, Miss Lisa Ann Beley.
Hello.
I know you in the anime world playing characters such as Captain Maru Ramius from Gundam Seed and Captain Sumeragi Lee Noriega from Gundam 00.
Right.
I also believe you played the Twisted Nun in Shades.
Yes, I loved her.
Ada in Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
In the cartoon world, or Prelay world, I know you as the computer voice from Iron Man and Kyera from Planet Hulk.
I should remember
whatever her name is.
You never say your own name.
Exactly. I also looked you up in Wikipedia and found out that you're a teacher like Trevor.
Yep.
If this is true, can I ask what it is that you teach? Well, we talked about that in the first half there.
Yeah.
I know that you two do both anime dubbing and prelay, and my question for both of you is, which of the two do you prefer, dubbing or prelay? I always thought that voiceover, as in prelay, would be more preferred because there's more freedom in acting, rather than just trying to make the words fit the flaps. But I'd like to know your opinion. Well,
I think I said that before. I prefer the prelay.
Yeah, and me too, because mostly it's about being in the studio with the other actors and getting that immediate energy and being able to work with somebody as opposed to just hearing their voice.
And the money's better.
Let's face it, really, that's what this is about. That's what this is about.
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end of our question period.
You know what's funny? That last question, they mentioned the Ada character from Black Lagoon, and they referenced her as the nun, and that's when I remembered her. Because from before, I was like, yeah, I know.
Oh, so Ada was the nun.
Ada was the nun. She was a gun-toting, drinking nun.
Nice.
She was hilarious.
Did she have any kind of weird voice or anything like that? Or was it just you sort of drunk with a gun?
Drunk with a gun. Probably pitched a bit lower.
So just like you are right now, drunk
much.
with a gun.
Yeah. Sorry. By the way, can I have another drink?
Well, that brings us to the end of the iconic episode. Episode 30 of Voiceprint with Trevor Devall and Guests. I want to thank you very much, Lisa, for coming on board the good ship Voiceprint.
This was fun. Can I come back for episode 60?
Yes. Yes, episode 60. Oh, my God. Definitely, I will have you back. In fact, I'm going to be doing some interesting things with the show in the future, like doing some roundtable discussions with various people and stuff like this. So,
Fun.
So if you'd love to come back.
I'd love to come back.
We would love to have you. So once again, my thanks to you for coming out.
Thank you.
On the show.
It
was a pleasure. Make sure you kids tune in next time. And it won't be 6 months, I promise you. Because I have not only the next guest picked out, but the next 2 guests picked out.
Tell me. Who are they?
Well, our next 2 guests
Yes.
on Voiceprint.
Right.
The first one, Los Angeles-based voice actor James Arnold Taylor. You know him as the voice of Johnny from Johnny Test and also as Obi-Wan Kenobi on the Clone Wars.
Shut up.
Since doing Johnny Test, he's become my good friend, and I'm going to be flying down to Los Angeles to an interview with good old James Arnold
And it'll
Taylor.
be a write-off.
And it'll be a tax deduction, exactly.
Yay!
So that'll be our first episode broadcast from sunny Los Angeles.
Nice.
And the second episode broadcast from sunny Los Angeles will be with the lovely, the talented, the famous, the man that you've all been waiting to hear from, Mr. David Kay.
I knew you were going to say that.
So make sure that you write in your questions for either James or David to voiceprint@trevordeval.com. And of course, if you have any questions for me or anything like that, you can address them to fans@trevordeval.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you once again, Lisa.
Yay, thank you.
Thank all of you out there in Internet Radio Land, and we will see you on the flip side.